I am who I am because of my brothers. They kept me somewhat out of the ditch. But I think that maybe a point. Our dad said, "Look, there's 10 of us in the neighborhood, and well, Joe over there sees things differently. And you know, it doesn't matter. We got to get along." Well, God bless Dad's soul. He was right. We needed to get along. But what Joe said mattered. And I share that because if you've noticed, signs is a big deal in our campaign. I think we have close to 12,500, 13,000 yard signs, 1,500 4x8 signs, and a few trailers and a few on Interstate 80 if you don't know. And why that's a big deal is Jim Pillen 30 years ago did not have enough courage to put a dadgum yard sign in my business or in our home because I didn't think I should speak out. Nebraskans are speaking out everywhere in Nebraska saying it's time for my voice to be heard. We're incredibly grateful that all the doors that have been knocked, all the phone calls, all the people that have showed up, all the praise in blistering heat and in some incredibly cold days. We are in awe. We have over 4,300 people who have invested in our campaign, a record number of Nebraskans investing in our vision. And today, Nebraskans across the state have entrusted Joe and I with their votes. It's an incredible privilege, and we can't thank you enough. So let me tell you, this is Henry's named after great grandpa Pillen, my grandpa, and so tonight's victory is not the end of this journey. If you heard Henry say on that TV commercial, "Are we done yet?" And the answer is, we are just getting started! I think what's really, really important, that it's time now that we as Nebraskans come together. It's really important we set our special interests aside. It's really important that we achieve an attitudinal change so we can focus on what's on the best interests of our state, not what's in the best interest of my corner or my community or me, but it is what's best for Nebraska. I've asked this question over and over again across the state. And since we got a few Columbus people, Platte County people here, we'll use Platte County. What's more important to us, Platte County or Nebraska?
Nebraska.
And let me just tell you, this conversation's been I've been so inspired by Nebraskans. Take Steve Johnson from Harrison. He and his family have 800,000 mama cows. They really, really work hard feeding us. And when I was in Harrison, said, what's the answer? More important, Harrison, Nebraska? And Steve said, well, sure as heck better be Nebraska, right? When I was in Omaha, we had in a garage and asked the question, a young 12-year-old Connor Langen did not even take a breath. Instantly, spontaneously answered, it's Nebraska. That's the kind of attitude that's really, really important that we need to have as we go forward to achieve transformational change for our state, because it's all about our kids. Individually, we can't do anything. Jim Pillen can't walk across the stage himself, but together we can. Together we can. Together. Remember, we have just started.
Yes.
We're all in this together. Together, we can make sure every child gets post-secondary skill developments so they can find a high-skilled, well-paying job right here in Nebraska. It's critical that we have a strong, vibrant middle class. It's critical that every one of us steps up and does our job. It's right for our community, it's right for our business, it's right for our kids. It's really important we start bragging about Nebraska. The grass is greenest and tallest in Nebraska. We just need to make sure all of our kids know. There's 50 kids here now. You guys know, here is the place for you, right? Everybody Together we can. Together we have to make government run like a business. More with less. That's what all of us do. We have to achieve and stop spending. We have to have a transformational tax change. It is time. We've been talking about it for 50 years. It's time to once and for all fix property tax problems in our state. Do you agree? And together we can. Agriculture is 1 in 4 jobs. Does everybody realize agriculture in Nebraska? I mean, we feed the planet, we feed the world, and we save the planet. We feed the world and save the planet. It's incredibly important that we defend our ag producers and we support their work so that we have food security and energy independence. Wouldn't it be awesome? Wouldn't it be awesome if we increase ethanol blend in our trucks and cars and pickups? Energy independence, we can do it right here in Nebraska, and it will do nothing but grow our economy and strengthen our communities. Together we can. Together we have to boldly have courage and boldly speak to our values. It's really important we get out of our comfort zones. If I can do it, anybody can. We can and we will protect innocent life. We can and we will defend the right to bear and keep and bear our arms. Second Amendment. Together we can. Together we can, and together we can put faith back in the public square where it's always belonged. Communities and always back the blue. A lot of us, how we've grown up, we've taken it for granted. We've lived in a protected area. Let me tell you, I would ask that all of us, when you see a sheriff, a deputy, when you see a police officer, go up and shake their hand and say, thank you for protecting us. I've seen so much in the last They need our support. It's the highest calling, is protecting us. And let me just say, it's really, really important we get government out of our hair and out of the way. I have not met a Nebraskan yet that likes to be told what to do? Is there anybody here? You want to be told what to do? No. We know what's best for our families, for our children, for our business, not government. I think we all agree. We can do this together as one Nebraska team, just like we've run this campaign. It's really important. I want to spend a couple minutes with saying thank yous. It'd take hours if I acknowledge everybody individually. There's been so many who've done, everybody in this room has done so much to help us. But let me thank a few. Let me start with my college sweetheart, Suzanne. We met on a blind date at Baskin Robbins. Suzanne won't let me tell you what year. 4 blocks away from here, to the north. And we've been incredibly blessed. It's been fascinating. Suzanne's been with me a ton on this campaign trail. And countless times over, there's people would sometimes go and, you know, I'm not sure about you, Jim. I got things to figure out. But your wife, she is going to be an incredible first lady. So we already understand that. Ladies and gentlemen, our next First Lady of Nebraska. Kids, Sarah Brock, Polly, and Isaac, daughter-in-law Sarah, son-in-law Jared, our grandbabies, can't tell you how grateful. Without your love and support and all the stuff we've been through, I couldn't have got to first base. So these are the true champions, my family. Let me take a minute to talk about my running mate, Joe Kelly. We are incredibly grateful to Joe and Susie and his family that they've answered the call. We've been trusted friends for decades. It's hard to say decades. No, I'm only 45. But let me tell you this about Joe Kelly. All of us that have known Joe Kelly for a long time, we've been in awe of what a public servant he's been. Joe's been a prosecutor. He could have been a Wall Street famous attorney. Joe and Susie decided to raise their children here, and Joe's been a prosecutor, putting a lot of bad people away where they belong. He understands blue. Joe is one of the most respected law enforcement leaders in Nebraska. I met one leader in Nebraska, and he said, you know, Jim, I don't know you, but I've done countless work with Joe Kelly. And he said, man, Joe Kelly is all aces. So my running mate, Joe Aces Kelly. We're almost finished. I want want to take a minute to thank the leaders across our state who've stepped forward and entrusted me with their support. Current and former elected leaders, county sheriffs, law enforcement organization, lots of countless other organizations across our state. Everybody made an incredible difference in helping Team Pillen get this across the line. We couldn't have done it without everybody. We're incredibly grateful. We've had an amazing campaign team. It's a fascinating experience building a brand new team with young people that we didn't know each other from a load of hay. I'd call ourselves a lean, mean, fighting machine. I think that there's three things I hope as some of us will be going separate ways. I think that there's three things that I hope that they will learn, and maybe that we've all learned from this experience. Three incredibly important values that I hope they take with and keep with, and that I think is we can't share enough. Number one, I said I had 100% faith, confidence, and belief we were going to win, and there were three simple reasons why. One, if we all pray every day, pray to do God's will, we have one heck of a chance. Number two, the only thing we can control, the only thing we have control of is our attitude. Our team committed from day one, every phone call, every handshake, every event, every interaction with the people in Nebraska was going to be incredibly positive, no matter what the noise was. Everybody was phenomenal, 100% positive. And then number three, what's the most important value in Nebraska? We work harder than anybody else. And that's what our team did. We worked harder. I can't thank everybody enough. Dallas Jones, Gage Lockberg, Ryan Secord, John Gage, Matthew Trail, Kenny Zoller, Andy Gage, and Jessica Flanagan, and everyone here that volunteered, all your incredible time, talent, and treasure on Team Pillen. We just simply can't thank you enough. 2 words of thank you are the most important words. We're so overwhelmed with trying to come up with something more. I want to thank Coach Osborne for being here. Any of us that had the privilege to play for Coach would be a little bit biased, but there's nobody that's had a greater impact on the state and the history of the modern era than Coach Tom Osborne. We're incredibly grateful. And finally, I just can't express our gratitude to everybody, to every Nebraskan who entrusted me with his or her vote. We are incredibly grateful. So, it's time to celebrate. We're going to have some fun, but Coach, I wanted to just say, I've been hearing these winning teams saying we've got a 24-hour deal, right? Well, Coach never ever had a 24-hour deal. We'd get home at 1 in the morning from a game, and we had practice every Sunday at 9 o'clock and film. That's how we did it. Maybe we should do that again in Nebraska. But I will tell you, Coach, we're not taking 24 hours. We're going to be working for Nebraska, Joe and I, elbow to elbow, tomorrow morning, building our team and being ready to be the governor of Nebraska and serve you, the people. We are incredibly humbled and thrilled, and we're so thankful for everybody's help. So let me leave us with the gift of appreciation. we live in the greatest place in the world. Why? Solely because of everybody in this room. The people of Nebraska, we are incredibly special. So I hope whenever you hear this incredible saying, that you will always think of it a little bit differently than you did before this campaign started. There is no place like Nebraska.